My 27F husband, 23M, wants to be a house husband without the work. My 27F husband, 23M, wants to be a house husband without the work. Me and my husband have been married for 2.5 years. It has had its issues, but nothing we could handle. Recently he retired from the Navy and I'm still active duty. He asked for a week just to relax and unwind for the 4 years of stress he's had because of the medical problems the Navy gave him. That made sense to me. That same week I started college courses again, and was highly stressed from being the only provider, house chores, and college with no time to really decompress. 2 nights ago I asked that if he's gonna be a house husband that he pulls more weight, like the laundry, upkeep of the inside and outside of the house, because he is just playing games all day and not working. He told me that was unfair since he cooked 3 times the past week. I had to explain to him as if he was a baby why he should do more around the house. He still thinks that's unfair. On top of him not doing more around the house, I have to mother him to even take the trash out or register his new car he just bought. I am tired of being his mother, wife, and not getting much except tiny favors once every 2 weeks in return. I'm at a loss of what to do now. How can I approach this issue with him, or how can I solve his lack of help? Any help is appreciated. Thank you in advance. He did not retire from the Navy. He just quit or didn't enlist again. You are a grown-ass man. No. There is nobody telling you what to do here, but you have to keep your quarters clean. We have to eat 3 meals a day. There are no privates to do the work for you. I am putting in work outside the home to pay for things you need to put inside the home to keep the home running. Have a talk with him. If he doesn't change his attitude, I suggest you divorce him and find a better husband. Lol. Why do you marry a 21-year-old? Your husband does not get to live his best life of video games and chilling at the expense of your best life. He knows it's a problem, but he doesn't care. Time to pack your bags and go. You married a 21-yo and you're wondering why he's acting like a child. Girl, you're almost 30. Find an adult to build a life with. You have a 23-year-old child who didn't retire from the Navy unless he medically retired. And if that is the case, he's bringing in disability and can pay for a cleaner. Source: retired Navy. Stop being the household manager. He's a grown-ass adult and should not need you to tell him what to do. Make him come up with a list that needs done. He either gets to do it, pay someone to do it, or leave. Therapy or a divorce. Don't let him be a lazy partner. Stop doing anything for him. I never get why you as the injured party have to tiptoe with the person in the wrong, when it is people who have been in active service. I am floored. The conversation is, there are basic things that need to be done to keep house. Shopping, cooking, cleaning the kitchen, doing laundry and putting away laundry, cleaning the bathroom, paying bills, making sure insurance is up to date, healthcare. These are things adults do. No one does nothing and no one does nothing. Step up, ya grifter. Okay, your husband is getting justifiably roasted here, which I totally get, but I'm not sure that it's answering your question. How do you approach the issue? I realize you shouldn't have to be the one to coach him into being an adult, but the conversation I've had with multiple other couples that helped the issue click. Insert some military framework here as needed. What if you worked with someone, or supervised someone, and you had to tell them every single thing they had to do? Like, we file a report every Monday. So every single Monday for years on end, you have to ask your employee, sigh, okay, it's Monday, file the report. Or you have to clean the restaurant kitchen every single day at closing. So every single day for years. At closing, you have to say, okay, do the dishes, turn off the fryer, clean the counters, clean the floor. And if you don't do that, every single task, every single day, the person just does nothing. As a manager, what would you think of that employee? You'd fire them. As a team member, what you think of that coworker? You'd resent them. That's what is happening here. That's what it feels like when you have to tell him over and over and over it's Wednesday. Take the garbage out. Dinner is over, please do the dishes. We're out of milk, please get more. It feels like resentment. It feels like you want to fire, divorce him. You are trying to build a partnership, not even an employee-manager relationship. Because managing is a full-time job. He needs to apply the same work ethic and principles of helping his team. That he learned in the military to your partnership. It's interesting that many men who are high performers with plenty of initiative and get-it-done energy in the workplace turn into automaton babies who expect to either be told what to do or try to get away with the bare minimum in the household, because they would never, ever treat their coworkers like that, but they think it's fine to treat their wife like that. They would be embarrassed to have their manager think of them like that, but they don't even clock that their wife is perceiving them poorly. Yes, I'm using gendered language because of our social constructs. It seems to fall that way. But sure, genders can be reversed and the same reasoning applies. If this analogy doesn't click, you'll often get some insights that get to the real root. A response like, yeah, but that's your job, or, that's women's work, or, yeah, but I just don't want to, or, but you're not paying me. As if you are getting paid, or as if you want to do those things? Those responses are intractable and hard-coded. That's when you learn what his real, actual, lived values and work ethic are. And that's when you know it's time to fire him. I mean, a 20-year-old man is basically a teenager. And it sounds like he's still acting like a teenager. Give him hard boundaries. He gets a job now. None of this house husband BS. Unless you have young kids. There's no point in having him doing chores at home, which he isn't even doing. Everyone else does chores and works. However, I would find that having to force my unwanted teenage son, husband to pull their weight very, very unattractive. He either gets a job or you need to find an adult man to date, where you'll both be equally contributing partners. Wait a minute, I can't tell from this if it's still only been a week? If he asks for a week to decompress, give him a week with absolutely no requests. If you've been pestering him during this 1 week, then I think you have a problem. But if this behavior has been going on for weeks or months, then he has a problem. I mean, put your foot down about the matter. Either he gets a job or starts contributing. It's not okay for you to have to take care of him as if he is a child. Since he is 23, you may have to teach him that. Let him know he can feel free to sit on his ass all day when he has made enough to afford his portion of bills and a maid. Also, does he think you are going to be the one saving for both of your retirements? He needs to make some money. He can even get a work-from-home job. Do you mean he just didn't re-enlist? Because that means he straight up quit his job with no plan. Do not make babies with this man. Wait, he's 23 and retired from the Navy? Something's not adding up. He's 23. How did he retire? Use the proper language. He quit, and now has no backup plan. You need to decide what sort of life you want. A 23-year-old should have a job or direction in life. If he doesn't, that would be a turn-off for me. If he wanted a week, and it's been more than a week, it's time to give him a deadline and visit a lawyer and get papers drawn up. The only thing waiting is going to do is make it so you owe him part of your pension. OMG. He cooked dinner a whole 3 times last week. Oh, the humanity. Obviously the Navy didn't teach him how to be a responsible adult. If they couldn't do it, I doubt you'll do it. Have you been to family advocacy? My dad was a provider via DoD, and you can just sign up for counseling. Providers are especially trained in issues pertaining to service members and their families. If he won't go on your own. But if he's not going to contribute with labor, or by working and bringing home a paycheck, what exactly is his plan? Also, it's not your housework, and he doesn't do you favors when he occasionally changes the toilet paper.
Jesus.
Adults have jobs. That job can be performed either outside the home for pay, or the job is to take care of the home without pay. Now it is time for your husband to pick which job he wants to do. There is nothing less sexy than a grown man acting like a moody teenager. Discuss with him. What does he feel his duties should be and why? What do you think his duties should be and why? See where they match and don't. If they don't match, then the reasons have to make sense. If they don't, you also have an answer.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.